has made 61 appearances for the Canadian national team and is a 3-time winner of the Voyageurs Cup, including last night with Vancouver Whitecaps and their dramatic victory over TFC, where he won a couple once upon a time. It's our pleasure to welcome Tosaint Ricketts back to Sick Harrison Price. How you doing, Toss? Congratulations.
I'm doing great. Coming off a big night. Today feels good.
How did the team celebrate, and was anyone crazier than Vanni Sartini in celebration?
That is a hard feat. No one is crazier than Vanni Sartini. But you can see what it meant to the group. You can see what it meant to him and what it meant to the whole organization. So it was a special night.
Even a newcomer like Julian Gressel, when he scored his PK, he was pumped. Everybody knew a trophy was on the line, huh?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the history and you see that the club hasn't won a trophy in 7 years, that's a long time to not get no hardware, So yeah. He understood the importance of it and the importance for the club and for the group, and he buried his pen, and that's what we needed in that moment. So thank you to him.
What did you think of your coach shirtless somersaulting around the pitch?
It was a safe somersault, though. You see, tucked the shoulder, rolled over. It wasn't head over, So I'm just happy he stayed safe. But you can see, Vanni wears his heart in his sleeve. You see him on the sidelines. You see him in interviews. You see how he interacts with the fans. It's who he is, and you got to expect a big celebration in a moment like that. So
wow. Get to that age, you got to keep the somersaulting safe, for sure. So who did you grab? Tell us about your celebration. Where did you run? Were you in the dog pile? What happened?
I was actually protecting Tristan at the bottom because he was next to the wall, everyone stepping on him, people falling off the railing. So I was kind of doing one of those. But my girlfriend was in attendance. My nephew was there, who is, he's an aspiring soccer player, wants to be a professional one day. And the fans, man, Vancouver needed this.
Speaking of Tristan, what did it feel like to play? Let's stay there. Just sorry, Blake, on the fan. 23,000, and boy, were they into it, Toss. What was it like to play in front of such a big crowd last night?
It's amazing, Obviously, we know the crowds haven't been great this year and through the last few years, but to see everyone come out on a Tuesday and to have that type of experience, you just hope you made a few new fans last night.
Absolutely. Keep that ball rolling for sure. And the good news is by winning this game, you get into Champions League, and again, there's games of importance. There's special games, right? And I think that was it, Toss, is that they saw this is a special game. I'm going to go. Once you're into Champions League, they're all special games, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's a competition everyone wants to be a part of. You're playing against the best teams in Concacaf. You're going to Mexico. You're playing top teams there, and it's a trophy that is sought after. So to be in that tournament, to get that opportunity, it's huge for the club.
What's that vibe? How many CONCACAF Champions League games have you played in with TFC? A handful?
We went to the finals in 2018.
That was the good, yeah.
Lost in penalties, kind of like how TFC lost last night to us. So, it's a great tournament.
Well, what's the vibe in that when you're going down to Cruz Azul or wherever you're playing? Can you sense that it's different than a big league match versus even a big club like LAFC? What's the difference?
Of course, first of all, the atmosphere. I remember with TFC we played Club America at Azteca, which is one of the biggest stadiums in the world. And it was packed. High altitude, passionate fans. It's a different beast down there. But it's an experience, that's for sure.
What did you think of Tristan going up to take that last PK? I'm watching it all unfold. I didn't have it with sound, so I didn't know who was coming, if the broadcasters were saying it or not. And I see Tristan walk up like, Vanni, what are you doing? A defender. Do we not know something about Tristan Blackman's prowess in training here? What do you think went behind that decision to ask Tristan to take that fifth one?
Honestly, that's Vanni. But Tristan, he's a confident guy. He has that swagger to him. He's going to step up and get the job done. And we had full faith in him. And it's all history from there.
How about a word or two on your keepers, too, this year, Toss? You've used 3 of them. Cropper,
Four.
perfect last.
Four.
Sorry, 4. Lest I forget the COVID. Right, that's right. you four of them. Cropper last night is perfect, but Bomer and what he's been able to do, stepping on up. A word or two about the guys between the posts.
They've been fantastic. Max getting called up in that game against Charlotte is not easy for a young kid. Bomer getting called up in those moments, coming in at halftime for your first MLS appearance, that's not easy as well. And coming up big, it's a credit to the work that they put in day in and day out, and it's a credit to Yusuf, their goalkeeper coach, who keeps them all ready at all times.
You've been a super sub all season long. Like every time you come on for however few minutes, or if it's 20 or 30, I'm thinking Toss makes things happen out there. You're a very different striker than the two other guys. So I think it maybe throws some teams for a loop, and you got the speed late in the game when everybody else's legs are tired. And then you get this wonderful chance late in the game here. I'm sure, I'm so glad you guys won, so you don't have to beat yourself up about it. But what were you thinking? I was trying to explain it to the family as we're watching, and I said, I think he's thinking the keeper's coming back that way, so you're going to catch him leaning. Was that what your idea was?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the books, it says, go far post. Ball's coming across this way, keeper's shifting.
Yeah,
put it back the direction he came from. But when I look back at the replay, I seen Bono just stayed, and he was on the 6-yard line too, so he was further out. So hindsight, I should have just looked like I was going to open up and curled it near post. But I mean, you have a split second to decide, and what you decide is your instincts. And I just went for what you're supposed to do.
Hell of a save too. Yeah. You put it in still a very good spot, but it was a hell of a save.
I mean, if anyone's going to save it, Alex Bono. He's a good friend of mine, so great save.
Hey, he's got a pretty decorated MLS resume. Early impressions of Gressel and what he's brought to the side.
Experience. It's always good to get MLS experience in the roster. He's won an MLS Cup with Atlanta. He's great services. You've seen some of that last night, and he's a good professional. He's going to be a big part of this group. He's a great addition and a good leadership piece to the group as well.
We all noticed the effect that Ryan Gauld had on the midfield last year. This year, maybe not quite as pronounced, but a word or two about Kubas and Vite and what they brought here over the last few matches.
I mean, Vite, you can see he's young, but you can see he's talented. He has a lot of great assets that help our group. And Kubas, he's small, but he's an animal in there. We call him animal.
Totally.
He's winning balls. He's tracking down you can't get away from him. He's just like a homing missile, but definitely a great addition to the group, and it helps our spine in a big way.
I don't think Lorenzo Insigne is a big Kubas fan. They were going at it all night long.
The smallest battle in history, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it was great to see.
Battle of the Hobbits out there at BC Place. So, Toss, what do you think? Now it's back to MLS play, and what is going to need to be quite a push here to make the postseason. How much do you think lifting a trophy and getting a victory like that last night can help you going back to league play in Nashville on the weekend?
It's huge. It's huge for morale. That's a pretty special TFC side that fielded last night. You have some big name players there, players that have accomplished some big things on the world stage. So to get a result against them, at home in a big way in front of our fans, hopefully this is the momentum to push us for the last push of the season and then get us into that playoff spot.
Are you getting excited for November? I'm sure you'd like to be there in Qatar, but are you getting excited as a longtime national teamer to have some watch parties with us and enjoy what's going to be a pretty fun run?
Actually, I will be there.
Oh,
in a different capacity.
Nice, good for you.
I'll be with TSN on the panel, doing from Doha. So
you deserve that. Good for you.
Right now with you guys.
Yeah, that's great.
An inspired choice. But I mean, the first time we talked to you, we're like, that guy is going to be successful after soccer with his broadcasting politics. I think at one point we had you fingered to be the head of the CSA at some point in life, and who knows?
Still might be there. Yeah.
Exactly.
My options open. But any advice for me? Come on.
No, you're doing fabulous. I just want more of this. Absolutely. I'm excited for you. That's great.
I know who to come to if I need some advice.
The thing is, Toss, is that you never lose a game in media. Media's undefeated all time, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Alas, at some point, the Grim Reaper comes and taps you on the shoulder and says, "That's enough. Time to move on." So be careful of that.
All right.
But more marvelous stuff, my friend. Thank you for the time here. Congratulations again on the Canadian Championship, and look forward to what the side can do in the remainder of MLS play.
Thank you very much.